Now we know how to look at values in a WAV file, and we can begin working on our program to quadruple the volume in the file. Here is the program that increases the volume of a WAV file. Command line arguments are useful when writing file processing programs, since they allow the user to specify the files that will be processed. Our program will take two command line arguments. The first will be the existing WAV file to read, and the second will be the name of the new WAV file to write. If the user fails to supply enough parameters, or supplies too many, then we remind the user of the correct way to call this program. Skipping down a little further in our program, now we are ready to open our files. We open both files here in binary mode. The first file is opened for reading. The second is open for writing. It's especially important that we check the return values of these fopen calls, since we are using user input as a parameter. It's very possible that the user provided an incorrect file name. Our next task is to read the header from the input file and write the header to the output file. Since we need the header size multiple times, at the top of our file we defined a useful constant to represent it. And now we use fread and fwrite to copy the header from our source file to the new audio file. To increase the volume of the sound in a WAV file, we must multiply each of the samples by a number greater than 1. We need to access each sample individually, so we use a while loop that reads one short integer at a time from the input file. If fread does not return 1, then we have reached the end of the file, so our while loop terminates. Inside the while loop, we multiply our sample value by 4 to make it 4 times as loud as the original sound. And then we write the new sample to the output file using fwrite. Finally, we close both files to complete the program. Now let's compile and run our program and use OD to test the results. We now have a new file called shortloud.wav. Let's look at the output of OD on the original short.wav file and also on the new shortloud.wav file that we just created. Notice that each sample in shortloud.wav is 4 times as large as the corresponding sample in short.wav. It looks like our program is working as it should. And now, since we've used command line arguments, it's very easy to run our program on other files. In particular, let's increase the volume of that door slamming noise we used in the previous video. First, let's listen to the original file, and now the louder one.